Like, what is going on with the pillow in my chair?
Get your
It got
life
moved
together.
around. Well, hello and happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day,
Cindy,
Bonnie and Robin.
Yes, sending all of our love to you guys joining us here on YouTube and our podcast Back in the Closet on this beautiful day of love.
There's a rumor. Well, I've asked our sweet Zorro to be my Valentine for this podcast, and I think
he found another place to make biscuits. So.
Yeah, he's making biscuits right here next to me.
Right in the
Hey, Marika.
Hey, Marika.
I love you. I love you, Marissa. Tina. I guess here we go again.
Trisha. Hello.
Trisha, I gotta say, I saw your comment on the live about the puppies, and I couldn't bring myself to say it out loud.
Oh, really?
Because
I
can't tell you yet. I can't tell you yet because it literally enrages me.
Okay. Well, we don't want to be enraged because we have a very controversial topic that we're going to talk about today. And so if we're enraged if we're enraged in the beginning, then it could be I do want to say before we actually
Anna,
I always overdo it. I do want to say before we start our podcast, guys.
Me too, Trisha. Me too.
We were fully ready to, like, it was on the agenda to get rid of many of these t-shirts yesterday.
Oh my God, yeah.
But we had a very productive day.
We did a lot of yard work.
We did yard work, did a lot of cooking, prep for the week, lots of laundry, did lots and stuff and things.
Wow.
And then this was going to be like the last on the list. And then it was like 5:30 in the evening, and we've been going since 6:30 in the morning. And we're like,
no.
How about we don't do that this week?
No.
How about we do it another week? We'll just leave it there for everybody to see
but there will be
vast amount of t-shirts we have.
There's going to be a purge.
There's going to be a purge very soon. We are going to be donating so many of these. We've already gotten rid of, guys, I believe it or not, we've already gotten rid of all of the t-shirts that have the holes. Like Adrienne used to insist on still wearing t-shirts that look like they've been eaten by moths.
I love it.
Tore up. She's just like, you can't get rid of that one. Now we've evolved a little bit, and we've gotten rid of the ones that but what we haven't done is gotten rid of the ones that no longer fit us, and we probably won't get back into. And it's okay. So we're going to do a closet. I'm cleaning out my closet very soon. We're going to be doing that very soon. Where it was planned for next Saturday, but now
what is up with the creepers on the Facebook these days?
Why are you on Facebook when we're on YouTube?
Because they're coming out of the woodwork. They're just blowing up our page, and I don't have time for creepers. They gotta go. They gotta go.
You guys think
Hey Ellie. Don't be messing with our peeps.
You guys think that maybe we don't look at this stuff, but obviously, Adrienne yesterday, she was like, "What's up with all these creepers?
I don't know where they're coming from."
Guys come on to these guys come on to our Facebook page.
Hey,
we are not man haters.
How are you?
By any
we love
stretch of the imagination. We actually love men more than women for the most part. But when they come in and try to mess with our followers, or try to
mess with our fam,
hit on our followers, when it's like, you're just a creeper.
Love you a long time. Send me a friend request. Sorry to bother you. God bless.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Gone.
Bye-bye.
Don't try to be sweet about your
It's SNL thing where there's the flight attendant's like, bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
Guys, welcome and thank you so much for joining our podcast,
Trish.
Back in the Closet. We're the two crazy cat ladies. For those of you guys that don't know us, my name is Jae.
My name is Adrienne.
And together we're the two crazy cat ladies on Valentine's Day. And this is Zorro.
And Dana said, but how can we resist a man in military uniform? There's one guy, he just keeps coming back using the same poor dude's
military
picture. Mm-hmm. We know it's not him, but
they just find pictures.
Yeah.
So we had a few audio difficulties at the beginning. We're not sure if this is going to work. So we're basically really hoping we're banking on our internet. And now if your text threads come through, that's going to screw up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a way of putting? No. Okay. Well, we're just going to hope for the best. And forget the rest. Let's do that because it's Valentine's Day, guys. And today's all about love and compassion. And today we're talking about compassion for animals versus humans. Family's got some information, some text threads going on. So now you're just going to hear ding for the entire time because Adrienne doesn't know how to shut that off on her computer. So Let's dig in.
Is there a way to shut it off?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I had to go through and figure it out on mine because that was happening on mine. Remember before?
Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
You can put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Wow. How do I do
and
that?
It won't come up on your computer?
Can I put it on airplane mode?
No, you just do this. Just hit the D&D. Boom. Hopefully that works.
Let's cross our
Lindsay
fingers.
knows all. Let's go.
Thank God.
Welcome to episode number 0061 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. The ding did not help by putting your phone on Do Not Disturb. Negative. Ghost Rider. However, welcome, guys. It's Valentine's Day when we're recording this, 2021, and we have a very exciting topic. And by exciting topic, I mean a very controversial, thought-provoking, if you will.
We had a conversation with an immediate family member earlier this week that was basically amused by the
fact that
the size of our community,
right? The cat community, meaning
right?
The cat community, people that love cats,
right? And this person said essentially that she felt it was very disordered that in this day and age that people would, in her words, worship their pets, which I think was a bit of a stretch.
Which brought on the subject of today's podcast, which is, are humans superior to animals? Because that's what my judgment, I guess you would say, that I have when somebody says that, like, you worship your pets, meaning we're not worshiping. We're literally not praying to our pets. We're not bowing down to our pets. There is a difference between a pet being a family member and a pet being a god. And
slight difference.
Slight difference. We do call Princess Madison Grace.
Yes, Your Grace.
Sometimes we're like, Your Grace.
Your Grace.
But still, we're not in our minds or in anything comparing her to we're not worshiping.
But there's an element of just a very important responsibility when you realize that you are this little soul's soul guardian.
Right.
That there's a responsibility that comes with that. And you want them to have a good, loved, healthy, happy life, don't we, Z?
Correct.
Right.
And
so that's not necessarily worshiping, it's consideration.
Yeah. And worship is not even the subject of today's matter because it's the thought process behind that. So that mindset is how we grew up. That mindset is how I grew up.
Pets are property.
Pets are property, or animals just in general. You either eat them or you have them for your own good, for something that a companion that you want, but not necessarily for you to call them a family member. Care, like you don't even, like, growing up, you didn't even really care, like, cry over or think about or worry about the animal until they were on death's door or died. Right. And then you're really sad. And that's this family member who has had pets and kind of the way that she's gone through it.
With her own.
She is. This is why it's such a very important topic. She has won awards for her selflessness, for her.
She's amazing.
The help that she's done in the communities, the things that she's done to change the world. She's done amazing things to really, really help the helpless. But when it comes to animals,
right? But that's a different.
But that's a very thought-provoking thing, right? Right. Because it's not like it makes you less of a human that you regard humans at, it makes you a horrible person that you regard humans more than animals. Because you've done such wonderful things that all of us animal lovers would be like, wonderful. That makes me so happy. I'm so glad you've done this and that and whatever to save lives and help people. But
I think that's it, though, and especially in this day and age, I think it is difficult when you see so much human suffering going on, and when you work so hard in the arena of recognizing the dignity of each human life, that when you see people engaging all of their energy valuing the lives of pets.
So what we're talking about is perspective.
Right. So
Right?
it's basically like we could be using all of our powers to help human beings who are suffering everywhere. Instead, we're using all of our energy to do what we can to help improve cats' lives.
Right.
And that seems like a very small, unimportant thing to her.
To some.
Right.
To some people, it seems like, what and why? Because their perspective is not on animals. They're not seeing all of the vast amount of animal suffering that's going on.
And
they're not seeing the horrible, inhumane things that are happening to animals. They don't see that because that's not their perspective. That's not their world.
That's what not their sphere of influence.
Their sphere of influence, right? What they're seeing is something different. What's interesting to me is that it's kind of like we always say, like cat people, it's the funny difference. And this doesn't go for all cat people and dog people. It doesn't go for all dog people, right? But for cat people, the majority of cat people love dogs too. But the majority of dog people that we know are more like, cats, or I'm allergic to cats, or I don't like cats, but that's just not my thing, right? But so bringing it back to the whole human versus animal thing,
right?
There are people that are into the people pleasing, people helping, people change humans, fellow human life.
The human part of the equation.
Right. And they're all great. And then they look at the animal community, the people that see the suffering and just want to work and help animals live a longer, healthier, happier life. And they think they're strange. But then you take the animal community and we're not like, weird. Why are you helping people? I mean, for the most part, there are some. I know plenty of people, including some that are like highly like prefer animals over humans.
I'm not going to
all day, every day.
But I think it's a lot like Sterling Trap King Davis. Shout out.
Yes.
I love him so much.
Love him. My Valentine. Who's here right now?
Is he really?
Cat people love dogs too.
Oh my God, yes. Yep. But it's like Sterling
people love humans too.
Within every kind of area of focus, he was talking about whether it's the difference between people that are in rescue and TNR and those that are into breeding and other things. Like they're all into cats. They have this incredible commonality, and yet there has been in the past, and what he's working to bridge that gap with is recognizing that we're all on the same team. We all care and love the same things, and we're stronger together, I think is how he says it.
Well, and we're
always stronger and better together.
Right. The only people that we separate ourselves from are those people that are not about love.
Meanie Gambinis.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Meanie Gambinis. I don't know.
What?
Meanie Gambinis.
Meanie Gambinis?
I just feel
Did you just make that up?
I don't think
Meanie Gambinis. You guys just heard it here.
Something from Jersey.
For the first time.
Does that ring a bell?
Meanie Gambinis.
Meanie Gambini. Like saying someone's a meanie isn't enough. They're a meanie Gambini. You know?
I'm totally using that
I just feel like
you're gonna get called that a lot. I'm gonna be like, you meanie Gambini.
I'm not a meanie Gambini.
Oh, sometimes you are too.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So I think it's interesting though, and it's easy for people who are really passionate about what they're doing to resent people that aren't helping them do more. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's hard enough to get people to really engage their empathy sometimes, especially when we're feeling like a survivalist kind of mentality. Mm-hmm. It's been a hard year for a lot of people. So it's hard enough to kind of keep your mindset and your perspective and your energy and your stamina going. So if you're one of those people that is actually reaching out and trying to help more, if you're, like Sterling doing TNR, if you're doing rescue, if you're doing fostering, if you're doing any of those things, or if you're doing like this person in my family, really working every day to help on the human aspect of this, then it's understandable that there's this sense of almost desperation, and the work that needs to be done is so great that why isn't everybody trying to pull together? And
I called that out years ago.
What do you mean?
I called that out with this person, the specific person years ago, that it's like, look, that mission is 100% like needed, and we have to do this and respect it, and I 100% agree with it. But if that's not my passion, like if everybody was just doing this, then what about everything else
Right.
that's going on in this world that is also like the inhumane things that are happening to animals all over the planet, cats
Or the
dogs, cows, chickens, like all over the planet, this stuff is happening. And it's like, it's easy to turn a blind eye if you have a different, or actually that was rude. I'm gonna take that back, because I'm not necessarily turning a blind eye to her work that she does. I 100% support it. I just am not, it's not my passion. So I'm not going to dedicate my life to it. I'm just going to applaud you, support you in all that you do. But that doesn't mean that we have to be belittled or demeaned.
But if you think about, I mean, here's something that I think is interesting, because this person believes so strongly in the importance of recognizing the dignity of every human life. If you follow that line of thinking, you understand how significant then it is for that person to understand their purpose, to find their purpose, to find their passion. Yeah. And I'm using Trap King again, Sterling, I love you so much.
Reusing all your words.
A really good example of someone who really explored that path. You know, he spent his entire life basically in the music industry. He left his 7-bedroom home to go work in a cat shelter because he felt it,
and live in
his trap van, and because he felt it in his bones and his blood that's what he was purposed to do, to really spread the word and build this community and shed light on the need. That is incredible. I'm sure there are still people to this day that think he's an idiot for leaving that lifestyle that he had before, and that there is a need for his energy in that. Right.
In your family. Yeah. But she had a specific career. She had a specific thing. And then she gave that up to follow her heart and do something that is absolutely incredible. I revere her to this day.
I do have to
doing this, but still, but does not negate everything I just said. However, this, I feel like not just, I mean, we all, like, guys, we have like so many, the division is nuts. It's nuts and so unnecessary. The division in any community, right? We're talking about, like, today we were talking about the rescue community and how there's even division in the rescue community, and then in the cat community, the breeders versus the TNR,
in the pet
and like
industry, the dogs versus
in the pet health industry. It's like, oh, I raw feed this way and I raw feed that way, and like there's so much
this, and
like in the pet food, and like in the in the politics, right? Like, I mean, we're just like always like, so there's so many reasons for us to be divided. There's so many reasons that we could choose to divide ourselves from each other.
Division is really a distraction from accomplishing a better, greater purpose.
Exactly.
I firmly believe. So if people are confused, I know this is this easy place for me to go when I feel kind of listless or don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. It's easy to jump on the hamster wheel of this bothers me, or this makes me depressed, or this is something. And I think we see a lot of that happening, especially in this day and age, where a lot of people that are just, they're not at peace themselves, and it's hard to find that peace. So it's much easier to go and look at what divides us. All to say, for this podcast, though, the very thought that something is superior to something else, I think is divisive.
Is divisive, exactly.
Or divisive, yeah.
Yeah. Did you say divisive?
I did. Well, I'm not sure which one's right.
That's almost like Australian or like European. Divisive?
You guys, do you know today I was taking a shower and I was like, I got out of the shower and I was like, Jay, what is
you said a big word.
Now.
It was like
diverticulitis. I thought for sure I heard it from her, and I was like, I don't even think it's a word. Anyway, divisive, divisive. We get the point. Anyway,
divisive. I 100% agree, though. I really do feel like there's no reason we should all be applauding each other, even if we know nothing about what you're doing. If you're doing something for the greater good, that's great. Like it's we need to also understand with this particular person who is very God-fearing, right? Or God-fearing is the word I use, but like God-loving, religious. we'll say religious person.
She's pretty spiritual.
Spiritual. Okay. Spiritual is even right.
I mean, religious has a little bit of a connotation.
Okay. Whatever. Believes in God. God created that. It was the very first thing when we got out of that conversation. I was like, does she not believe that God created cats? Like, because I know
for real, he did.
Like, I know how, like, very much.
I believe God has probably 47 cats.
And then, do you want me to tell you my morbid thought?
What? I don't know. Do I want you to say it on the podcast? What?
I just thought, like, well, okay. So my thought process went through. Welcome to Jay's head.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to Jay's head. So my thought process went through. Why is she like? I was being a bit judgmental. This is a bit more than whatever, but I was like, why does she hate cats? Right. She doesn't hate cats.
No.
But I'm thinking, why would she like not?
Or have an issue with so many people loving cats.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So that.
To the extent that we do.
Correct.
Right.
And then being like, and then my thought process went to, oh shit, I just lost it. My thought process went to, it's because where she's from. Cause I have a slight judgment towards where I grew up. Right. I just geographically, the South, that area specifically.
She's a little judgmental.
I'm a little judgmental. I try not to be. It bothers me because I always try to like stop my judgment and tell myself I'm being judgmental from their judgment. I'm like judging their judgington. I'm like being a judgerton. Anyway, so I was like, okay, so it's just because of that area, like the society, the mentality, the society. And then I thought, it's just because, it's all about hunting and eating, like animals are meant for food. And then I was like, should we ask her if she would like to eat a cat?
I'm sure she would if they were starving.
Not. She would not.
I'm just saying
it would be like a kicker. And like, wouldn't you want to eat a cat?
No, she would absolutely not want to eat a cat.
Right.
But if it were to feed her family, I don't know that there's any animal off limits. Honestly, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't
okay.
know.
I honestly, until this very moment, right now,
I've never actually asked that question. So
never even thought.
Being the judge
I thought it would be like wait a second. No, you don't eat cats and dogs. And then at least, because I mean, I get that the society is also speciesist. It's speciesist, right? So it's like cats and dogs should be pets and all the other animals we can eat. Get that. I get that. And I get that. But if somebody is like really literally belittling the cat community, not knowing that she was.
I don't. Right. I do want to say we use the word belittling. I have to say though, and I hope this for everyone that has disagreements. It was actually quite a light-hearted conversation, to the degree that
it was. We laughed at her.
There was no. We laughed at her.
We laughed.
We laughed together. There was. And at one point she did say, "I will acknowledge your point." When we were right, not that she necessarily accepts it, but she'll think about it. But it was at least a conversation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something that ended in this, the stone wall of disagreement. No. Which there was no argument. You guys, that's so
that's why we're here to vent about the situation now, is because there wasn't like it wasn't like it
didn't cause any
we're anti-confrontation.
Not that we won't do a deep dive and really ask the questions when the topic comes up. But it's also not going to ruin relationships.
To your answers.
Right.
Which is what I think the divisiveness really comes to when it comes to animals and humans, or when it comes to politics, or when it comes to the fresh feeding community, or when it comes to the rescue community. Like, my way is the only way. I don't want to listen to your way. I don't want to listen to how you do it. So
right.
Yeah.
I want to say I know we've missed a lot of comments, but I see Marissa's down here, and she said, "I wonder if the human saving people see and can respect how many animals have literally saved people's lives."
Right.
I love that. There's something so mystically beautiful about our companion animals. Obviously, we're partial to cats. I just think it's an incredible thing. And the
we're not necessarily partial to cat. We just have cats. But the amount of dogs out there that have made, I mean, we cry, we watch TikTok or YouTube videos.
Animal videos. I know when I can or cannot watch them because they'll make my face leak.
We're just like, this animal changed your life.
In ways that human videos
or a goat.
call me a terrible human, but in ways that human videos don't even emotionally impact me at all. Maybe it's because I'm desensitized to the fact that humans can be so evil and they cause so much suffering that it's hard for me to emotionally respond to a lot of human suffering in a way.
Yeah.
It's harder than it is to respond. And maybe it is because animals don't have opposable thumbs. They can't defend themselves. If
animals had opposable thumbs, then
humans
she would not be
assholes.
She would not say that animals are superior to humans.
Yeah, Dana said in the same way.
Saying.
But
I don't think
animals
they're
are superior.
Right.
No,
I don't think there's superiority. I truly don't think there's superiority. I think there's obligation. I feel like there is I don't know if obligation is the right word. I think there is obligation for us as mammals, as not even mammals, but just as beings, as living beings, to support each other in whatever way, shape, or form that is. Some humans can't talk or see. Some people, but we still support them, right?
Right.
Some just like our animals can't communicate in the same way that we can. In a different country, you can't communicate in the same way. I can't understand you. I had the most beautiful conversation ever in my life in Spain in like 2009 with this, oh my God, with this Spaniard. Is that what Spaniard? Mm-hmm. I had zero idea what he was saying verbally. But we had like a 45-minute conversation, and just by his body language, his eyes, what he was saying to me, I knew exactly what he was saying. We were talking about his wife and his kids, and it was like a life-changing, it was one of those life-changing experiences where I had to write it in my journal, because it was like, I can't believe I just had a conversation with somebody that we don't speak the same language. Same goes for our animals. We don't speak the same language. We wish every day that, like, when they're meowing and like, you're like, what are you saying? Is there something happening? Is something about to happen? If it's Zorro, it's like, is there a tornado that's about to happen? Earthquake coming? What's happening?
He has a sixth sense about it.
He does. But it's like you know, like you can still communicate as just living beings. We can communicate with each other and respect each other and respect each other's paths. We respect our cats for, you know.
I think that's what it boils down to, is a genuine respect for every living thing. I know that's some people make fun of us, that even goes so far as gnats that fall into our wine. We will stop everything to save them. But if you see something that is if you see something that is alive and suffering, it is how do you resist helping? And just in general, having respect for every living created being, whether they're an animal, a human. It is
an insect, a plant.
An insect, a plant. Jae talks to her roses more than she talks to the gnats.
I do. Yeah. I do, but I'm always constantly apologizing to the roses.
I know. The roses really judge you.
I'm so sorry, I forgot about
That's because they judge you.
It's like the way I used to raise the cats, like a long time ago, right? When I had cats, like back in the day, they didn't get
I don't know. Did they come home today? I have no idea.
Right. It was like, oh, and then it would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I haven't fed you in 3 days. Let me give you some food.
Dana said,
I hope you got some mice and birds.
I just bloviated on this noble sounding respect for all living beings. And Dana said, what about shower scorpions? Way to bring it real, Dana, because that little bitch got the heel of my boot. I got out of the shower naked, soaking wet, grabbed my boot and smashed it.
That's true.
Wow, I got some real shit to work through.
Yeah,
I think
you should go to counseling for this.
Maybe.
I think it.
I do feel bad about how judgmental I am about scorpions now that I've been stung.
That's because You got stung.
I know, but think about that.
But
Is that an excuse? If someone is wounded, does that give them an excuse to wound others? This is deep. Wow, Dana, this is deep. Because I used to rescue scorpions.
Indeed.
I used to rescue them. I used to put a cup over them and a piece of paper. All the while, Jay's screaming like a schoolgirl. I used to pull it, put it, and then take it outside and walk it up to like a remote little median where he had to really walk to get to anyone's home.
Back,
like, why don't you just live in this palm tree here? And that all stopped once I got stung.
Now she's like,
wow.
Bam!
You really bring it real, Dana.
I
Wow.
bet it doesn't happen, Dana. I bet that does not happen ever again.
Yeah, now we're going to have to save them all.
I mean, but we haven't had him in a couple years.
No, it was really just that one that I killed.
That one that fell on your head this last summer while we were talking to Lindsay in our morning meeting.
Oh, that one died too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm a killer.
Like, ah! And then you're like, bam. Yeah.
This is a psychological mind.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's like the
Denise, you missed a lot. Here we're talking about the respect for all living beings, and Dana brought up the shower scorpion that I killed, and then the other scorpion that I killed.
Well, what about the one we unknowingly killed by letting him into our tea? We drowned that
He
bitch.
probably is the one that sent the others for us.
Oh, probably.
Like, they didn't even notice I was here, those bitches.
We drank that whole 2 gallons of tea
thing.
with a scorpion at the bottom. It was scorpion tea.
Yeah.
We got
We
extra
got the video
protein.
to prove it. Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gagging.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyway, that's gonna wrap up
the whole podcast.
That's gonna wrap up this this episode of Two Crazy Cat Ladies in the back in the closet, guys. What
you've given us a lot to think about.
Comment below. Let us know.
Yeah.
Comment on our podcast. It will be dropped tomorrow on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or no, it's already going to be on YouTube. Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Lots of other places that you found recently that we're in. I don't know all those podcast places. Find us, comment, like, subscribe, and give us stars. Give us good stars. Let us know if you like, if you believe in the balance of life. If you believe in the balance of life, give us 5 stars.
Why not? Denise said, can everyone here just send some good vibes? Y'all know that there's like a disaster zone called in Texas right now for the freezing temperatures.
Yes.
No one down there is prepared. She just said that she almost started crying earlier thinking about she has outdoor cats. There's stray outdoor cats that she's taking care of. Started thinking about them dying in the cold. Oh. You're not too sensitive, Denise.
You're not too sensitive.
So let's send some good warm vibes.
Yeah, they're gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right.
They're gonna make it. You got this.
They're gonna be okay. Sending lots of love and warmth. And they've got awesome shelters that you've given them with plenty of straw.
Yes.
I love you guys.
And remember that if you guys are building outside shelters for kitties,
stray or feral kitties,
make sure to use straw and not hay.
Or blankets. Straw is where it's at, y'all.
Yeah, straw is where it's at. Just use straw. We love you guys so much. Thank you for joining our podcast. For those of you guys on FaceTime or Facebook, we will see you guys in like 30 minutes. On Facebook. Wow. We love you guys so much.
Happy Valentine's Day.
See you guys on the podcast. Please have a great day.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
See you soon.